In Bradford, Ohio, that's Miami County, Warner Farms was getting ready for a seed consultant's field day, and it started raining. Any other year, that would be a problem, but this year, that rain was welcomed after a very dry growing season. The effects of the lack of moisture can be seen from field to field, and it all depends on the variety of corn and the type of soil. Bill Mullen is the Director of Agronomic Services with Seed Consultants.
Good news, bad news, it's really going to help the soybeans. As far as helping the corn, it's pretty well done for this area. Oh, there's good spots in Ohio, and I think they're few and far between from what I've seen in my travels, but there's a lot of issues in Ohio here where we've got issues with stalks, we have issues with pollination, things that we need to keep in mind and come up with a plan as we go into harvest season. And harvest season is going to come sooner than later. Whereas with this field, with this hybrid here right now, we're looking at two different plants coming out of the same row of the same field, different soil types. As you can tell, we're here going to be more of a lighter soil type, clay, all right, and it's really been tight. And the other thing too, just shows we've gone through here, is everything is like we've got compaction or so in here that really hurt the root development, you know, with this hybrid at this spot, all right? Now, as you can see with this plant, we have a lot more disease issue, especially on the lower leaves. I'm starting to see a lot of anthracnose stalk rot, anthracnose leaf blight, which later on is going to go ahead, possibly contribute to the stalk rot. As you come up the plant, you start to see, we're seeing more diseases here. There's a lot of gray leaf spot below the ear leaf, but as well as above the ear leaf. The other thing too is this plant here really didn't reach its height compared to the other hybrid and a little better piece of ground. Now, the other thing we like to look at is with this ear, went ahead, pretty much right now it's about 18 rows round. Looks really good. However, we got a little bit of tip back. Probably a good inch and a quarter right here where we didn't have pollination. A lot of that due to those hot, dry conditions during pollination time. More importantly is, look at these rows right here, is what we call the zippered ear, all right, where these kernels really didn't pollinate as well as what's on both sides. These are factors we're really going to look at as far as hurting our yield for it coming this fall when we go into and see a lot of ears like this and that. We need to figure out how to salvage what we have here. Now, in the meantime, to also keep in mind is that with these hot, dry conditions, how did that ear really fill out really nice in that? A lot of that, from what I've seen for plants right now, is there's a lot of stalk cannibalization that's been going on. We've been taking the moisture and the nutrients out of that stalk and that to go ahead and fill this ear out, man. So, you know, that's one thing to keep in mind. With stalk cannibalization, we've weakened that stalk. You know, this is the 16th of August and that, you know, and I encourage people to go ahead and walk, go into their fields, and don't go in the first couple rows. You need to walk 40, 50 rows in there to really see and get an idea of what's going on out there. And it's not pretty. As we see right here, now we're in the same plant, we're in a different area of the field, all right? A little darker soil here. We can see our roots have developed a lot better. They went down deeper now. So we got a healthier plant. We're gonna have a healthier stock. We still have the disease there, as you can see, but not quite as bad as what the other plant is. Anthracnose, leaf blight is very evident. We still have some gray leaf spot, and the gray leaf spot has gone up the plant as well. So what are we looking for the ear? We're looking for a nicer ear, filled out, all right? Yeah, we still have a little bit of tip back here, about an inch maybe, not quite as bad as the other one. All our rows are filled out. The hot, dry weather did not affect having like the rows we saw in the other one, the zippered ear and that. We're seeing this in the better parts of the field. The zippered ear, seeing that lot more in the lighter soil in that. So really, a lot better yield potential here with this plant, where we're at in this type of dirt. But for the most part, when we look at this plant here, there's a lot more plants in this type of soil in that. So we know we have some issues out there. And these are issues that you're only gonna find out by walking the field. And when you walk in the field, you're gonna be able to come up with an idea how soon we're gonna be able to go out and harvest this crop a little bit early, save the yield, so we have more to put in the bin come this fall. Right now we're standing at a soybean research plot here at Warner Seeds along 721. It's one of the many soybean plots we have throughout the state. All right, the rains we had over this past weekend are really going to help fill these pods, have a lot better yield. All right, and I truly believe with some of these fields, especially what got planted there in that mid-May, end of May, and it was able to tolerate the drought conditions a little better in the corn. With this rain right now and filling these pods, we have a lot better yield potential for soybeans now than we might have had last week at this time in that. As you can see here, and I'm seeing this in a lot of plants, yeah, they're short. You know, we didn't get canopy in that, but I don't think it really hurt. But look how they potted all the way to the top in that, all right? When you look down through this plant, all the pods that have formed and close together, all the nodes, you know, sizing up the beans is really good right now. All right, this rain's really going to help out to fill out these pods on top. And I've always felt that this is the icing on the cake. This is our bonus portion of the yield of the soybean plant. Really, these plants are healthy. Really don't see much of an insect. I see a little bit of frog eye, but nothing much to go out there and say we need to spray for frog eye. A lot of our varieties anymore do have good frog eye tolerance in that. They pollinate real well. They have a real good pod set. You know, even though we're a little bit lacking on the rows, not filling out, these plants are going to go ahead and have good yield. So, you know, right now is looking is that with this rain, it's given me, I feel a lot better about the yields in our soybeans, more so than for what's happening with the corn. So we have a lot better up potential, so to speak, as far as our bushels here in our soybean fields today.